The fluorescent lights in the Jefferson Parish courthouse buzz like dying insects. Kendra sits at the defense table, hands folded so tightly her knuckles have gone white. The wood grain of the table swims in her vision. She can feel every eye in the courtroom pressing into the back of her skull. The prosecutor's voice cuts through the air, sharp and clean. Ms. Harris, on March 14, you discovered $1.2 million in your checking account. Money that wasn't yours. Money you knew wasn't yours. And you spent it anyway. Kendra's lawyer touches her forearm. She doesn't move. For 7 months, you lived like someone you weren't. You bought a house. A car. You paid off debts. You told people you'd received an inheritance. The word inheritance lands like a slap. And when the bank finally caught the error and demanded the money back, you refused. The courtroom is so quiet Kendra can hear her own heartbeat in her ears. Her daughter, Maya, sits 3 rows back, staring at the floor. The prosecutor leans forward. The question before this court is simple: when did Kendra Harris decide to become a thief? The air leaves Kendra's lungs. Her vision tunnels. She thinks about a Saturday morning 7 months ago, standing in her kitchen in a bathrobe, staring at her phone screen. She thinks about the number. All those zeros. She thinks about the exact moment everything changed. 7 months earlier. Kendra Harris wakes up at 5:47 a.m. Without an alarm. Her body has learned the rhythm. She lies still for 3 breaths, listening to the traffic hum on Veterans Boulevard, then swings her feet onto the cold tile floor. The apartment is small. 2 bedrooms. Beige carpet. A kitchen window that overlooks the dumpsters. She's lived here for 6 years. It's not supposed to be permanent, but nothing ever is. She makes coffee in the Mr. Coffee machine she bought at Walmart in 2019. The same mug every morning, white ceramic with a faded fleur-de-lis. She drinks it black because milk costs money and money is always the calculation beneath everything. Maya's door is closed. 14 years old now. Sleeping the heavy, deep sleep of adolescence. Kendra envies it. She showers quickly, dresses in scrubs, periwinkle blue, the color of the morning shift at Oxnard Medical Center. She works in billing. Not a nurse. Not a doctor. The department that calls people about their medical debt. The department everyone hates. By 6:35 a.m. She's in her 2011 Honda Accord, the one with the check engine light that's been on for 8 months. She knows what it is, catalytic converter, and she knows it'll cost $1,400 to fix. Money she doesn't have. So she drives it anyway and hopes. Traffic on I-10 is already thick. She sips gas station coffee from a thermos and thinks about her to-do list. Call the electric company about the past due notice, reschedule Maya's dentist appointment because the insurance lapsed, figure out how to tell her daughter they can't afford the school trip to Washington, D.C. That everyone else is going on. At work, her desk is a cubicle in a row of cubicles. Beige dividers. A desktop computer from 2016. A framed photo of Maya at her 8th grade graduation, smiling in a white dress Kendra found at a thrift store and altered herself. Her job is to make calls. Hello, this is Kendra Harris from Oxnard Medical Center Billing Department. I'm calling regarding an outstanding balance on your account. 8 hours a day. Sometimes people cry. Sometimes they scream. Sometimes they hang up. Kendra understands. She's been on the other end of these calls. She eats lunch at her desk, leftover rice and beans in Tupperware. Her coworker Shanice asks if she wants to go to happy hour Friday. Kendra says maybe, knowing she won't. Happy hour costs money. At 3 p.m. She clocks out and drives to Maya's school to pick her up. Maya gets in the car without looking up from her phone. How was your day? Fine. They stop at Rouse's for groceries. Kendra has a list and a calculator app open on her phone. She adds as she goes. $47.32. She has $52 in her checking account until Friday. Maya asks if they can get the good cereal. Not this week, baby. Maya's face closes. She's at the age where she notices things. Notices what her friends have. Notices what they don't. At home, Kendra makes dinner, spaghetti with Jared's sauce. They eat in front of the TV. Some reality show Maya likes. Kendra half watches, thinking about the electric bill. Thinking about the dentist. Thinking about the catalytic converter. Later, after Maya goes to bed, Kendra sits at the kitchen table with her laptop and a stack of envelopes. She logs into her bank account to check her balance before paying bills. That's when she sees it. Available balance, $1,243,847.09. Her first thought is that the website is broken. Her second thought is that she's looking at someone else's account. Her third thought is nothing. Just the sound of her own breathing. She refreshes the page. The number doesn't change. She closes the laptop. Opens it again. Logs out. Logs back in. $1,243,847.09. Her hands start to shake. Kendra stares at the screen until the numbers blur. Her coffee has gone cold. The kitchen clock ticks. Outside, a car alarm goes off, then stops. She clicks on recent transactions. There it is. A single deposit from yesterday. March 13th, 2:14 p.m. Deposit, wire transfer, $1,243,000. No description. No sender information. Just the money. Her heart is beating so hard she can feel it in her throat. She Googles wrong bank deposit, what to do. The results are immediate: contact your bank, don't spend the money, it's not legally yours, federal law, theft by deception. Her cursor hovers over the bank's phone number. She doesn't click. She tells herself she'll call in the morning. When she can think clearly. When she's had sleep. But she doesn't sleep. She lies in bed staring at the ceiling, running numbers in her head. $1.2 million. She could pay off every debt. Buy a house. Send Maya to college. Fix the car. Fix everything. At 3 a.m. She gets up and checks the account again on her phone. The money is still there. She Googles bank error in your favor. She finds forum posts, Reddit threads, news articles. Stories of people who kept the money and got arrested. Stories of people who returned it and got nothing. Stories of banks that took months to notice. Years. She finds one story about a couple in Pennsylvania who got $120,000 by mistake and spent it. They were charged with theft. They went to prison. Her stomach turns. But then she finds another story. A man in New York who got $5 million by mistake. The bank didn't notice for 2 years. By the time they did, the statute of limitations had passed. He kept the money. Kendra closes her phone. She tells herself she'll call the bank in the morning. Morning comes. She gets Maya ready for school. She goes to work. She sits at her desk and stares at her computer screen and doesn't make any calls. Shanice asks if she's okay. Just tired. At lunch, she drives to a branch of her bank. She sits in the parking lot for 15 minutes, engine running, AC blasting. She watches people walk in and out. Normal people doing normal banking. She could walk in right now. Tell them about the error. Fix it before it gets worse. Her hand is on the door handle. Then her phone buzzes. A text from the electric company. Final notice, your service will be disconnected in 3 days unless payment is received. She looks at the bank. She looks at her phone. She drives away. That night, she transfers $300 from the account to pay the electric bill. Just that. Just enough to keep the lights on. The transaction goes through. No alarms. No calls. No sirens. The money is just there. 3 days pass. Then a week. Kendra checks her account obsessively. 50 times a day. 100. The money is always there. The bank hasn't called. No emails. No letters. Nothing. She starts to rationalize. Maybe it's not an error. Maybe it's a settlement from something she forgot about. Maybe it's a government payout. Maybe her father, who she hasn't spoken to in 10 years, died and left her money. She Googles his name. He's alive. Living in Texas. She closes the browser. Maya asks why she's so distracted. Work stuff, baby. It's fine. But it's not fine. Kendra can't eat. She's lost 5 pounds. She lies awake every night, heart racing, mind spinning. Every time her phone rings, she jumps. Every time she sees a police car, her hands start to sweat. 2 weeks after the deposit, her Honda breaks down on the side of I-10. The engine just dies. She coasts onto the shoulder, flashers on, semis screaming past. The tow truck costs $200. The mechanic calls her the next day. It's the catalytic converter. Like I told you. It's completely shot. Also, your transmission is slipping. You need about $3,000 in work or this car's done. Kendra sits in the mechanic's waiting room, fluorescent lights buzzing, oil stains smell everywhere. She has $52 in her real money. Her paycheck is already allocated to rent and groceries. She could take the bus. She could borrow money. She could. That night, she transfers $3,500 into her regular checking account. She tells herself it's a loan. She'll pay it back when she figures out where it came from. The mechanic fixes the car. It runs better than it has in years. The spending starts slow, then faster. She pays off her credit cards. All of them. $8,000 in debt, gone. She pays 3 months of rent in advance. She takes Maya to Target and tells her to pick out new clothes for school. Maya looks at her like she's a stranger. Seriously? Seriously. They fill a cart. Jeans, tops, shoes, a new backpack. At the register, the total is $340. Kendra pays without flinching. Maya hugs her in the parking lot. Thank you, Mom. Kendra feels something crack open in her chest. Guilt and relief mixed together. By April, she's looking at houses online. She tells herself she's just browsing. Just curious. But then she finds one. A small 3-bedroom in Metairie. Fenced yard. Quiet street. Good school district. Listed at $185,000. She makes an appointment to see it. The realtor is a woman named Brenda with blonde highlights and a bright smile. She asks what Kendra does for a living. I work at Oxner. In administration. Not a lie. Not quite. The house is perfect. Hardwood floors. Updated kitchen. A bedroom for Maya with big windows that let in light. I'll take it, Kendra hears herself say. Brenda blinks. Don't you want to see a few more? Think about it? No. I want this one. She puts down $40,000 cash as a down payment. The closing is set for May. At work, Shanice notices the new car, a used 2019 Toyota Camry, silver, clean. Girl, did you win the lottery? Kendra laughs. It sounds hollow. My dad died. Left me some money. The lie comes out so easily it scares her. Shanice's face softens. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. We weren't close. Another lie. That night, Kendra lies awake, staring at the ceiling. She's spent nearly $250,000. The account still shows over $990,000. The bank still hasn't called. She starts to wonder if they ever will. By June, Kendra and Maya have moved into the house. Boxes everywhere. Fresh paint smell. Sunlight streaming through windows. Maya is thrilled. She posts pictures on Instagram. Her friends comment, "OMG, your house is so nice. Can we come over?" Kendra watches her daughter smile and feels something hollowing out inside her. She can't sleep anymore. Not really. She lies in the new bed in the new house and stares at the ceiling and waits for the knock on the door. The police. The FBI. Someone. Every car that slows down on the street sends her heart into her throat. She checks the bank account 20, 30 times a day. The money is always there. The balance barely moves except when she spends it. She's spent $380,000 now. New furniture. New appliances. She paid for Maya's school trip to Washington, D.C. to $200. She bought her daughter a laptop for school. She paid off her student loans from the nursing program she never finished. She gave $5,000 to her sister in Mississippi who's been struggling. She feels like a ghost in her own life. One night in July, Maya asks her a question. They're sitting on the new couch, watching TV. Some cooking competition show. "Mom, how much money did Grandpa leave you?" Kendra's throat closes. "Enough." "Like how much?" "That's private, baby." Maya looks at her. Really looks at her. "Are you okay? You seem different." Kendra forces a smile. "I'm fine. Just adjusting." But she's not fine. She's barely eating. She's lost 15 pounds. Her hair is falling out. She has panic attacks in the shower, in the car, at work. Her hands shake. She can't focus. At work, she makes mistakes. Wrong account numbers. Wrong amounts. Her supervisor pulls her aside. "Kendra, is everything all right? You seem distracted." "I'm fine. Just tired. Take a few days off." "You have PTO." She doesn't take time off. She can't. If she stops moving, she'll drown. In August, 6 months after the deposit, Kendra gets a letter. It's from the bank. Her hands shake so badly she can barely open the envelope. "Dear Ms. Harris, we are writing to inform you of a significant error that occurred in your account. On March 13, 2025, a wire transfer of $1,243,000 was incorrectly deposited into your account due to a clerical mistake. This deposit was intended for a corporate client and was sent to your account in error. We request that you contact our fraud prevention department immediately to arrange the return of these funds. Please note that any funds spent from this erroneous deposit must be repaid in full. Federal law requires that you return funds deposited in error. Failure to do so may result in legal action. Please contact us at your earliest convenience." The letter flutters from her hands. She sits down on the kitchen floor. The room spins. She's spent nearly $400,000. Money she doesn't have. Money she can never pay back. Kendra doesn't call the bank. For 3 days, she doesn't answer her phone. Doesn't check her email. Doesn't leave the house except to take Maya to school. Maya asks what's wrong. Kendra says she has the flu. On the 4th day, Kendra gets a call from a number she doesn't recognize. She answers without thinking. "Ms. Harris? This is Daniel Kraft from First National Bank Fraud Prevention. I'm calling regarding the letter we sent you about the erroneous deposit." Kendra's mouth goes dry. I got the letter. Good. We need to discuss returning the funds. Can you come into a branch this week? I need more time. Ms. Harris, this is a serious matter. You've had these funds for 6 months. I spent some of it. Silence on the other end. How much? About 400,000. She hears him take a breath. Ms. Harris, you understand that money wasn't yours. You're legally obligated to return it. I don't have it. Then you need to work out a repayment plan. If you don't cooperate, we'll be forced to take legal action. I didn't know it was an error. I thought, you didn't call us. You didn't report it. You spend it. That's theft, Ms. Harris. Her vision tunnels. I need to talk to a lawyer. She hangs up. She finds a lawyer through Google. His name is Marcus Webb. His office is in a strip mall off Airline Highway. He wears a wrinkled suit and has kind eyes. She tells him everything. He listens without interrupting. When she finishes, he leans back in his chair. You're in a difficult position. Can they really charge me with theft? Yes. Theft by deception. It's a felony in Louisiana if the amount exceeds $25,000. You're looking at potential prison time. The room tilts. But there's a defense. If you genuinely believed the money was yours, if you had a good faith reason to think it was a legitimate deposit, then you might not be guilty of theft. The key question is intent. I didn't intend to steal. But you didn't report the error. You spent the money. A prosecutor will argue that shows intent. Kendra feels tears building behind her eyes. What should I do? Return what you can. Cooperate. Show good faith. And hope they don't press charges. That night, Kendra sits at her kitchen table with her laptop and a calculator. She adds up everything she's spent. House down payment, $40,000. Car, $22,000. Furniture, $15,000. Debt payoff, $8,000. Maya's school trip, $1,200. Credit cards, $8,000. Miscellaneous, $23,000. Gifts to family, $5,000. Car repairs, $3,500. Electronics, $4,000. Clothes, household items, $6,000. 3 months advance rent before buying house, $3,600. Closing costs on house, $7,500. New appliances, $5,000. Emergency fund set aside, $50,000. Remaining in account, $840,000. She could return the $840,000 that's left. But she still owes $400,000. She owns a house. She could sell it. But she'd lose money. The market is soft. She'd be lucky to break even after realtor fees and closing costs. The car she could sell. Maybe get $18,000. She does the math. Even if she liquidates everything, she'll still be short by at least $300,000. She puts her head in her hands. Then her phone buzzes. An email. From an address she doesn't recognize, KLM_investments_2014 at ProtonMail. Calm subject, regarding your recent deposit. Her heart stops. She opens it. Dear Ms. Harris, you don't know me, but I know your situation. The $1.2 million that was deposited into your account wasn't a bank error. It was my money. Money I was trying to move quietly. I'm a financial consultant who helps clients move funds offshore for tax purposes. Your account was supposed to be a temporary holding place. The transfer code was 1 digit off. The bank is calling it an error, but they don't know the full story. If they did, I'd be in prison. I don't want my money back. If you return it, the bank will trace it, investigate it, and I'll be arrested. Keep the money. Use it. Disappear if you have to. But don't return it to the bank. If you do, you'll destroy both of us. This email will self-destruct. Don't reply. Kendra reads it 3 times. Then she Googles the email address. Nothing. She Googles KLM Investments. Nothing. Her hands are shaking so hard she drops her phone. Is this real? Is this a scam? Is this a test? She doesn't know. She doesn't know anything anymore. For 2 weeks, Kendra doesn't respond to the bank. Doesn't call her lawyer. Doesn't answer calls from unknown numbers. The email haunts her. She reads it over and over, looking for clues. Is it real? Is someone setting her up? Maya notices she's not eating. Mom, you're scaring me. I'm fine, baby. You're not. Kendra looks at her daughter. 14 years old. Eyes full of worry. She thinks about the house. The new school Maya loves. The friends she's made. The life they're building. She thinks about prison. She thinks about losing everything. In September, the bank files a lawsuit. First National Bank v. Kendra L. Harris. Civil action seeking return of $1,243,000 plus interest and legal fees. Her lawyer calls her. They're serious. You need to respond. I can't pay them back. Then we fight. We argue that you acted in good faith. That you believed the money was yours. Will that work? Silence. Probably not. The case makes the local news. Louisiana woman sued by bank for refusing to return $1.2 million error. Her name is everywhere. Her face. The house she bought. Reporters call. Show up at her door. Maya sees the news at school. Her friends ask questions. Is your mom a criminal? Maya comes home crying. Kendra holds her and doesn't know what to say. One night, Kendra sits in her car in the driveway, engine off, hands on the steering wheel. She thinks about running. Taking Maya and disappearing. Mexico. Canada. Somewhere. But she's not that person. She's not a criminal. She's just someone who made a mistake. A mistake that grew and grew until it swallowed her whole. She goes inside. Maya is in her room, door closed. Kendra knocks. Baby? Can we talk? Maya opens the door. Her eyes are red. I'm sorry, Kendra says. I'm so sorry. Did you steal the money? I don't know. I thought it was ours. And then it wasn't. And I didn't know how to fix it. Are you going to jail? I don't know. Maya hugs her. They cry together. The next morning, Kendra calls the bank. This is Kendra Harris. I want to return the money. The courtroom is cold. Kendra sits at the defense table, her lawyer beside her. The prosecutor finishes his statement. The judge looks at Kendra. Ms. Harris, do you have anything to say? Kendra stands. Her legs are shaking. I made a mistake. I saw the money and I wanted it to be real. I wanted to believe my life could be different. That I could give my daughter a better life. And I convinced myself it was mine. Her voice cracks. I know that's not an excuse. I know I should have called the bank right away. But I was scared. And tired. And desperate. And I made the wrong choice. She looks at the judge. I've returned everything I could. I sold the house. I sold the car. I gave back $890,000. I'm on a payment plan for the rest. It'll take me the rest of my life, but I'll pay it back. The judge is silent for a long moment. Ms. Harris, the court recognizes your cooperation and your efforts to make restitution. However, you knowingly spent money that wasn't yours. That constitutes theft. Kendra closes her eyes. I'm sentencing you to 5 years probation, 500 hours of community service, and full restitution of the remaining debt. If you violate probation, you'll serve 2 years in parish prison. Relief floods through her. No prison. Not today. Thank you, Your Honor. Outside the courthouse, Kendra and Maya walked to their car, a 2009 Ford Focus she bought for $3,000. Maya takes her hand. We're going to be okay, right? Kendra looks at her daughter. Thinks about the apartment they're renting again. The bills she'll be paying forever. The life she almost had. Yeah, baby. We're going to be okay. She doesn't know if it's true. But she says it anyway. That night, Kendra checks her email one last time. There's a message from the Proton mail address. The one that claimed the money was illegal. She opens it. The email you're looking for doesn't exist. This account has been deleted. Kendra stares at the screen. Was it real? Was any of it real? She'll never know. She closes the laptop. She goes to bed in her small apartment, listening to the traffic on Veterans Boulevard, and she thinks about the number she saw 7 months ago. All those zeros. And she thinks about the moment she could have called the bank. The moment she could have said no. The moment everything changed. She doesn't sleep. But she closes her eyes anyway. And in the morning, she'll wake up. And she'll keep going. Because that's what you do. You keep going.